G'day fellas, welcome to a casted game between Hera, who spawns in on the east of the map, playing as the French, and his opponent, who spawns in on the west of the map, Give You Anxiety, playing as the English. This looks a little bit familiar. For anybody who is watching along on Twitch, you may recognize this matchup, these positions, and this map, because this is exactly the same as the game between Don Artie and the Viper, and I'm curious to see how differently it's gonna go. For anybody who's watching this on YouTube or just tuning in on Twitch, Don Artie lost to the Viper in an absolute thrilling game that lasted about 35 minutes, maybe 28 minutes I think was actually the correct timer, and it ended with a Viper doing a significant night push. So in this game, I'm curious to see exactly what way that's going to go. For anybody unfamiliar with Give You Anxiety, who is our English player at the moment, he's one of Age of Empires 3's legends, greatest of all times in the game, incredibly strong, and that is his background. For anybody unfamiliar with Hera, I would like to know what rock you've been sleeping under, because this guy is an absolute beast, and he's on the front page of every esports magazine at the moment. He is absolute top-notch. But this map that we are playing on, it's quite a defensive map, I would say. Typically, you are going to expect to see people walling off these little choke points towards the edge of the base. Towards the front of the base, it actually looks like there's quite a decent choke point. Sometimes you do get random forests that spawn in the middle of the choke point. But this spawn looks pretty decent. And over in Hera's base, on the other side, there's plenty here. Now, one of the reasons why I'm curious about how this game is going to go out, and I want to take a look at GUA's perspective. He's got plenty of vills on gold. No one's gathering wood. Okay. Very curious. Okay, so he's going for a survival techniques opening. No wheelbarrow being researched, which makes me think he's probably not going to do a fast castle. I think he might just go for an all-in. GUA loves his all-ins. He really just like... He really goes for it. So he sticks on one base, typically. When we watch him play, he loves to play one base and then like do a ram timing push with just like one ram, just to tank for the town center. And typically we're going to see maybe 4 or 5 unit production buildings out of him. So maybe one stable to start off with. And then he will switch into double archers and then into double spears. So I'm curious whether we're going to see that sort of push coming out from him. He does have a lot of villagers on gold, which makes me think that it might be something a little bit more tech related. So one of the very common strategies that we've started to see Age of Empires 4 players that play the English do is a variant of the fast castle, which is very, very strong. It's one of my favorite, and I'm yet to really cover it in a strategy guide on the channel yet, but I'm looking to do it very shortly. Geo actually going to be pulling in his villagers off the gold vein straight away, so a lot of villagers out on that gold vein. A lot of walking time happening right here. That's got to be 12 seconds there, 12 seconds back, so quite a fair bit of walking time. But one of the strategies that we do see out of English players is a fast castle where they go up using the King's Palace to age up, and basically it allows you to age up to the 3rd age with a second town center. It's very, very an effective wonder, or sorry, an effective landmark rather. But it's going to be looking to scout out Hera's base. Finds a couple of sheep. Found the triple down here to the south. Missed this sheep. There was a sheep over on the sacred site somewhere. I thought I saw it. I might be blind. I think I might be blind. Gonna be dropping down that council hall now. 4 villagers banging that one out. We'll take a look at Hera's base. See exactly what he's up to. School of Cavalry getting dropped down. Mill gonna be going down as well. So Hera jumping in on the hunting action. Curious to see whether he picks up any of these technologies just yet. No gold being gathered for him at this stage, but gonna be going for that double town center. And this is a little bit dangerous against Give You Anxiety, Hera. Hera may not have done his research, his player research just yet, but I can tell you what, if you get matched up against Give You Anxiety in the Genesis tournament, you're playing with fire, mate. You are playing with fire. This is dangerous right here. GUA is notorious for his one base timing pushes, and look, I don't think this map is going to be any different. He's scouted the front of his opponent's base. He scouted the front of his base. He knows that they're relatively close to each other, and I suspect that there's going to be no walls in this game. He's going to be doing the no wall challenge, and he's going to be going straight for the throat of Hera. But we'll take a look at what he's... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. GUA looking to do a little bit of an expansion himself, it seems. Just when I got myself all worked up. Just when I thought GUA might be going for that one base timing against Hera. Never mind. Hera going to be coming into his opponent's base now, spotting out that town center. Gonna see that his enemy is on stone right now. And actually managing to repel the scout pretty effectively. This is one thing that English players are able to do. Their villagers do have bows. So plenty of distance on those bad boys. And Hera about to hit the next stage. A relatively late age up from both of these players, to be honest with you. 525. Hera actually got plenty of resources. He's going to be able to drop this town center down straight away. We're going to see it drop down right there. There it is. Close enough, Drongo. Close enough. But town center gets dropped. GUA goes up as well. We take a look from his perspective. Town center resources are just coming in right now. We're going to see the town center drop right here. Any second now. Any second now. Any second now. There it is. Town center getting dropped in for GUA as well. So both players looking to gear up towards the late game, the mid game, the end game potentially. And this is just something that happens on this map. Now, typically on this map, just because of the way that the choke points work, it's very advantageous for your opponent to wall this. Okay? It's... Never mind, we don't see a no-wall challenge. We do indeed see walls coming out from Give You Anxiety. Doing a bit of a weird wall, I will say. Kind of weird. Kind of weird walls. So he could be investing this wood just at the front of his base and walling it off like around that. Or he probably wouldn't wall off like the berries. He'd probably wall out around the berries like that. But yeah, a little bit curious. It looks more like he just wants to avoid him from doing any flanking raids. GUA now going to be heading into the base of his enemy. We'll take a look at everything that he uncovers as he continues to push forward into Hera's base. Going to continue moving forward. Spots the first stone outcropping. Spots the gold mine. Sees he's quite heavy on gold. Not really that heavy. 4 villas on gold. Doesn't really indicate much other than he could be training knights at this point. He... What? Why is he... He's not playing... Why did GUA do that? GUA just... He came in and he's like, hey man. Oh, okay. I know why he did that. So he doesn't want Hera to push his deer. So he sees that this deer is far away from his mill, and so he shoots the deer while it's out this far so that Hera has to walk further to it. And so you can see Hera's actually going to come out. I think he might be doing a bit of walling, but he can actually push this deer back in underneath the mill by using the scout. Royal Knight going to be heading up towards the north. A second wall line going to be coming down as well for Hera. So both players looking to wall up, and this map definitely a bit more lent towards walling and booming, I would say. Town center now up completely for Hera, and I will say this for YouTube right now. At the moment, Hera isn't streaming. There was an incident. There was a little bit of an ethical question as to whether we should be streaming his games right now. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys follow League of Legends, but before Faker was streaming on Twitch, there was a guy who would just spectate. He wrote a bot that would spectate Faker's games and would just follow him around, and it was called like Spectate Faker. And he would get like 10,000 views on Twitch. It was absolute insanity. And then they stopped him from doing that. So basically, we're doing the same thing. We're doing Spectate Hera while he's banned off Twitch. Oh, I mentioned that. Gosh. Anyway. Hera, looking forward to you coming back. Hera doing pretty decently at the moment, though. Take a stock take of the village account. 40 villagers at the moment. Compared to his opponent, sitting on 37. GUA not doing too bad. A couple units out. He's not looking to go for a third TC, though. He's dropped down a second TC. That is it. He's got his eyes pierced toward the front, and the front is definitely, at the moment, looking like a castle age. I'm curious as to how Hera's macro is looking. See, really heavy on wood here. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be adding in farms, is what he's thinking about. But at the same time, he's still got a lot of... Oh, my lord. He's gone for a third town center. Actually, a smart play. A smart play. And the reason why I think this is a smart play... Okay, so if we take a look from Hera's perspective, he spots the second town center from GUA. Okay, he knew that his opponent was on gold, but he doesn't know if he's on a third town center. He could be on a third town center, but he knows that he is going to get eventually a third town center because when... Oh, apologies. When he clicks up, he is not going to be going up with the White Fortress or the White Castle. What's it called? The White Palace. White Palace? What's it called? The White Castle? The White Keep? Oh my lord, I'm going blank. The White Tower. Thank you very much to iPert in chat right now who just helped me out. The White Tower. So he's going to be going up with the King's Palace instead, and that's exactly what we see here, which is 3 town centers. So if he's on 3 town centers, he needs to make sure that his opponent, or if his opponent's on 3 town centers, he needs to make sure that he too is on 3 town centers. GU actually going for a pretty nice wall here. You know what? I agree with this wall. I think this is quite nice. It makes it a little bit safer because if... The problem is, right, okay, if you wall across here, okay, and GUA having pretty decent foresight here, if you wall across here, right, like you say you got a nice little wall in like that, and your enemy breaches it from here, well, now they're going to get up over here. And then they're going to run in around here, and they're going to cause you all sorts of headaches. But if you put a nut... GUA, what is that wall? My god, GUA actually walling up like crazy and going Imperial. Oh, he's walling in all of his food. He's got food at the front of his base. I like these walls, GUA. Doing God's work out here. So it's compartmentalizing is essentially what he's doing. And I think this is definitely the right play, especially against a French player. Sort of forcing his opponent to make a choice. If you want to come up here, that's fine, but you've got to specifically have to make that choice as well. Alright, GUA now reaching the 3rd age. Hera as well, looking to age up, but Macro looking a little bit sloppy at the moment. 700 wood sitting in the bank for him. Scout looking to get trapped inside the walls, I suspect, as multiple villagers now coming down here. And I love that he's actually walling up with multiple villagers, one on either side. He isn't moving villagers down here just yet. Because what if Hera just pushed in right now with, say, 6 or 7 knights, right? If GUA had already started milling this up and started taking this, then there's a massive risk there. Because let's say he pushes in with 7 or 8 knights and there's 7 villagers out here. It's a long way to walk back to the gate. It's probably all of those villagers dead. And now we do indeed see those knights coming out, looking to get a couple hits. They do manage to get a couple hits on the scout. Scout is going to heal that back up, so not the best use of the hits. Ideally could have gone for the longbowman. Villager running away as fast as he can. Spear's now going to be coming out. Hera probably going to be falling back and... Ooh, actually going for a little bit of a cheeky micro here around the corner. Hera going to be focusing down that spear. GUA actually doing his best to try and focus down the individual knights, but Hera pulling it back. And Hera really demonstrating his micro prowess here and correct decision making. Really, really nice job. Is he going to get that final pick? Oh, it was so close. But now going to be taking out those spears as well. Keep in mind, spears are much cheaper than their Knightian counterparts. The knights, on the other hand, are significantly more expensive. About double the cost, if I remember correctly. Let's just double check that. So for a spear, you're looking at 60-20. And for a knight, you're looking at 140-100. So they're actually 60-20, so they are 3 times the cost. A spear is 1/3 the cost of a knight. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So to say that like you need two spears to 1 knight, that's actually a pretty decent trade. Like you're making up resources if you're surviving with any spears left after that. So that's pretty damn decent, I'll be honest. Hera now coming out with a 4th town center. What is it with these Age of Empires 2 guys and making town centers? They love town centers, don't they? It's absolutely wild how many town centers they get down here. So going for a gold vein. Hera now got enough resources to age up. One of the things I'd love to see him do is look at taking some of this in-base stone and potentially getting out on the map, dropping down some castles. GUA actually has a very close by gold vein to his base. So I expect we're going to see these walls extended out here a little further. And now... I guess realistically this gold vein's actually quite close to Hera's base as well. Gonna get attacked by a little bit of a bitey wolf. Alright. And now back in the base of GUA, we'll take a look and see exactly what he's up to. Sitting on 73 villagers at the moment. Got a monastery up as well, gonna begin training monks. Sending them out towards the relic. You can see out here, he does have the gate up here towards the north, so not gonna have a problem there. But he is sitting on that 3 TC. 1, 2, 3. We don't see that 4th town center out of him just yet. 3 TCs is pretty safe, I would say. Compare that over to Hera though, who's sitting on 1, 2. That's a guild hall age up as well. 3, 4 TCs, sitting on 91 villagers at the moment, so significant villager lead for Hera. Gonna begin adding towards this and chopping over towards here. So really beginning to, he's actually chopped through a fair bit of this forest up here towards the north actually. Still a fair bit of it left, but has he? Yeah, he spotted out these berries. He knows all about them. But now gonna begin adding farms in around the town centers. Going to be going up with the guild hall here, so I expect that we spot this changed over probably to stone, I would go. Actually, he might do gold. I think maybe in this matchup, gold is a bit more reasonable, just because in this situation, I think knights are probably going to be a lot more viable than castles. And typically, that's what you're thinking about. If you want castles, you go stone. If you want knights, you go gold. That's the way I think about it. GUA, on the other hand, let's take a look over at his base. Looks like a scout has spotted this one out. Potentially going to be going down here. But very few units getting traded at this point. GUA walling up, or rather housing up around the outside. Looking like he's used a single villager to do that. What do you call him? In Age of Empires 2, Hera always talks about Hera always talks about this one specific villager. He's like, you're gonna have a villager that builds all your houses. What's it called? Is it like a Shelly or something like that? I can't remember the exact name. A Sally or a Bob. That's it. Yeah, Sally or a Bob. Yeah. So it looks like GUA's taking a page out of his book. He's got the Sally down here, built up some houses. Oh, Sandy. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Sandy. I love watching his AoE 2 stuff, and he gets the Sandy out or the Bob out. But nonetheless, doing pretty decently at the moment. Going to begin adding stables. So my expectation is that he's going to go into something very similar to what Viper did. So that's going to look like mass knights together with Mangonels. I don't think it can really be stopped. In addition to that, you can also always add in those extra archers as well. Crossbows now beginning to build up for GUA. So this is one of the primary differences that we see compared to the game with Donati. Donati didn't actually make any crossbows. Crossbows do trade relatively effectively against archers, but keep in mind the crossbows are significantly more expensive. You can see the archer damage difference here, 13 versus 8, but significantly greater numbers. And now going to begin trading with villagers now, and villagers actually do a pretty decent job of trading against those longbows. Keep in mind there's a significant range difference between these. So we've got the 7 range of a longbow versus the 5 range of the crossbow, and then the archers, on the other hand, only 5 range as well. So the crossbows are able to effectively trade with them. GUA opening up the gate to the new world for his scout to come through, and eventually for an expansion to happen down here. And Hera now beginning to add plenty of houses. Both players really, managing to play this game without too much of an army. To be honest, if either one of these players had gone all in, they completely would have stomped. Like, they would have just raffle stomped their enemy. 2 or 3 rams, a whole bunch of archers, a whole bunch of spears, would have been GG. But, Hera now going to begin pushing in against GUA. Definitely looks like he's got a pretty decent lead here. He's trading out effectively with these crossbows, but now he's not going to be able to one-shot them anymore. Crossbows doing a pretty decent job, despite these guys having their veteran archer status. It looks like they're going to be all going down. So Hera making a bit of a mistake. When it comes to scores, Hera up significantly against GUA, up about a 1,200 score lead at the moment. So already that is saying everything that you need to know about the French and exactly how strong they are. Hera up to 135 villagers at this point. And a very decent lead for him. We'll take a look over at GUA's perspective. 108 villagers, so about a 25 villager lead at the moment. So nothing too shabby at all. And give you anxiety now, pushing out with a Mangonel. I love it. I love it, GUA. Hit him with it. Hit him with a GUA, and gets a beautiful shot right there into the midst of every single archer. And that's exactly why the Mangonel is so damn strong. So 3 Mangonels is my favorite unit combination. You could have asked me, Drongo, what's your favorite unit combination? Do you like archers and knights? Nope. Do you like spears and archers? Nope. I like Mangonels and Mangonels, baby. Those things fuck. They fuck so hard. They're gonna, like, okay, you get 1 Mangonel, you get 2 Mangonels, you get 3 Mangonels, you shoot them at an archery ball like this, and you kill them. That's literally it. Now, keep in mind, Give You Anxiety is playing against Hera. Hera is considered by many to be one of the greatest Age of Empires 2 players of all time. His capacity to split these units up is incredibly great. Now, he knows that there's Mangonels out on the field, so do not be surprised if you just watch him start splitting these archers like crazy. A Mangonel shot managing to go onto the knights, it looked like. Archers moving straight up on top of the Mangonel. So smart by Hera. And you see he outnumbers these archers significantly. Spears now coming in from the back. Do we see any potential spears? No spears. It's just crossbows and longbows at this point for GUA. He's in a difficult spot. The army is trying to retreat back towards this gate, but this gate is very hotly contested. Keep in mind, in this matchup, the archers have got much greater pace than the longbows. The longbows have only got 1.12 movement speed, so Hera is more than capable of catching up to his opponent. Network of castles now beginning to put in significant work for GUA. Hera got enough resources to go up to the 4th age, and GUA has that network of castles bonus. You can see giving an additional 25% bonus. Now those units are all glowing, but now at the front gate, Hera begins to siege it down ever so slowly. A single Royal Knight sieging it down with his torch, and meanwhile, plenty of bows on the back, plenty of archers on the back line. So, bit of a difficult spot for him. Hera, the lead continues to be about 1,200 points at this point, and I would say, to be honest, GUA's in a good spot. I feel good for GUA at this point. Population capacity has been reached for Hera. Has he gone up to the Imperial age? He actually has. We see it right there. Looks like he's going to be putting it on the front line. The College of Artillery, a very ballsy position if I do say so myself. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. GUA undoubtedly would be very keen to punish this. A single trebuchet is going to end this very quickly. And GUA lands a massive Mangonel shot, taking out a huge amount of those archers. Hera wasn't paying attention for a second, and a second Mangonel shot comes in and hits every single archer again. Those archers are down to less than a slitherine of health, and GUA manages to rip through them completely. Look how quickly they go down. GUA just barely getting shots in on them, and all of them falling down. It's like ring-a-ring-a-rosy right now. Pocket full of Hosier tissue. The archers fall down. They're all going down right now. Mangonel continues to fire away, and Hera in a difficult spot, despite being up another age, despite being up 2,000 points right now. GUA looks like he's in an insane position right now, and GUA is looking to capitalize, beginning to push out right now. GUA is feeling good about himself. He's looking good. A crossbow mass is beginning to build as well. We take a look exactly how many crossbows he's got. He's got 17 crossbows, 14 veteran longbows. Springald's coming in as well, going to be able to deal very effectively with any of these knights, and Hera in a bit of a difficult spot because he's gone up to the 4th age. But take a look at the landmark that he's used, the College of Artillery. Imagine if this had been the other landmark that they get. What's it called? The Red Palace? That thing is insane. If he had gone up with the Red Palace, like, GUA would just have to retreat. There would be no two ways about it. It would just be complete retreat. GUA beginning to fire now into the mills of his opponent, and now the push begins. GUA is on 200 population, 140 economic population. He's about to click up to Imperial, and he has got momentum. He's beginning to build his network of castles out. The forward Berkshire Palace goes down, really making sure that this College of Artillery never comes up again. We take a look over at his opponent, over at Hera. Hera sitting on 190 population. My fear right now is that Hera just doesn't have enough military production. He doesn't have that elite upgrade yet either. He's got veteran archers. He's been Imperial for quite a while. He's got plenty of these guys out. Horseman now coming out for Hera. He's got no choice. Needs to get that Imperial upgrade. Mangonel shot going off and getting a plenty good shot right there. Looking for a second shot. He's reloading. He's reloading. Hera moving back and forth right now. He gets off the second shot. It lands. It hits all of the archers again. GUA looking so incredible right now, landing all of these shots. The Mangonel shot going off on the back line. It takes down a whole handful of archers again. GUA giving anxiety significantly right now to Hera. He is in a difficult spot. Berkshire Palace now going to come down as well, begin firing off, looking to see whether he gets that cannon in placement. Straight away he gets it, and GUA in an absolute commanding position now. 1,300 score difference between these two players, but I tell you what, it couldn't be closer. Enemy now capturing Sacred Site. Looks like down to the south, we've got GUA walking across to grab some relics and triggering that Sacred Site at the same time. GUA now retreating back to the safeties of his Berkshire Palace, and we'll take a look if any cannons can come out here. We do indeed have some Royal cannons coming out of the Royal College of Artillery. And the question is, can this take a look at this Berkshire Palace at it firing the arrows. There's just so many arrows. It's like a machine gun when the units get down here. It's like brrr. It's just absolutely wild. And I think at this point, Hera realizes he may have made a mistake with the positioning of his College of Artillery. He may have assumed a little bit too much when it came to how much of a lead he had. Hera continues to maintain that lead though, a 1,400 point lead. Do we see any elite upgrades in? We might see elite archer. We do indeed see elite archer. Hera now gonna pop out this royal cannon. He's got to be careful. This royal cannon is ready to go. There it comes. Does he lose it straight away? It's getting focused down, and it looks like it's gonna get focused down straight away. Springald just working its magic. That's an expensive loss right there. Mangonel going the way as well, and these archers on the back line gonna have a difficult spot. We see that cannon firing off on top of the Berkshire Palace. Let's see if we can spot it. 15 tile range on that bad boy. It is absolutely massive. Springald doing its best, and Hera actually managing to push out pretty well right here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't expect this. 39 elite archers right now. GUA needs to get his elite upgrade as well. We'll take a look from his perspective. We'll see if there's any elite upgrades coming through right now. There's a whole bunch of crossbowmen being trained. He's got no wood. He's got no wood. GUA's run out of wood. He needs to make a switch right now. Hera just pushing out completely. He's got plenty of elite archers, and now going to begin sieging down that Berkshire Palace. We see that inside this, GUA's actually making a trebuchet right now. GUA, you don't need a trebuchet right now. You need a dream right now. Trebuchet comes out underneath, and it's going to get sieged completely down. I think we also heard a wolf getting in on the action, potentially up here to the north, maybe down to the south. Yeah, down towards the south. Wolf getting in on the action as well. Going to be biting off the limb of one of the villagers. Slowly but steadily taking it out. Berkshire Palace just doing work. I think Hera's finally realized, hold on a minute, I'm actually going to need some form of siege to take this thing out. This thing fucks. Indeed it does, Hera. Indeed it does. Hera going to be looking to push around it though, but that is just... Whew, I'm going to take a sip. Give me a quick second right here because this game's getting intense. Okay, alright. Okay, we're good. Alright, the Berkshire. Sorry, the Berkshire Palace, not the Berkshire, the Berkshire Palace. I do apologize to all my English counterparts in here. The Berkshire Palace is significantly stronger than normal keeps and deserves a specific name. The Berkshire Palace continues to fire into the endless arrows of its enemy archers. But hopefully that's a little bit better for you. I'm Australian, mate. I got an accent. It's Berkshire, mate. I'm from the hood. Wait, now I just sound like I'm a chav. All right, blood. Where you at, friends? I gotta be careful with what I say. All right. Elite Longbowman now out for Give You Anxiety. And this is, I suspect this is where the tides turn. Take a look at the score. Less than 400 points difference. Elite Longbows absolutely destroy Elite Archers because when it gets to it, oh my lord, he's got hand cannoneers out on the back line as well. Hand cannoneers, you hear them popping off quite literally. It's pop, pop, pop. Hand cannoneers now coming out for Give You Anxiety, sitting on 192 population. A lot of that's in economy. He's got 149 villagers. Give You Anxiety, more like Give You Economy. That thing is absolutely ridiculous. How is that even legal? How can you make that many villagers right now? That is, what the heck? Over on Hera's side, he's down to 163 population, only 120. He's only got 120 villagers. He's an amateur when it comes to this. GUA now beginning to hold the defensive position. Two Mangonels coming out, managing to get pretty decent shots onto the horseman. On the front line, he's got hand cannoneers, looking like they're going to connect. On the back line, take a look at these archers. One shot going down. He's got to be careful. The second shots and third shots going to be coming out of the Mangonels now. GUA doing a great job of falling back here. Got to be careful with those archers managing to connect one of those Mangonel shots. GUA has completely shredded the horseman of his opponent. Hera looks like he's in a difficult spot. We see he's having difficulty filling up all of the rest of his military. He's got plenty of resources in the bank, but 162 population. He needs to fill it out. Do we have that trebuchet coming in? We've got a bombard coming out instead from GUA. So he's using the Berkshire Palace to train the bombard, and the bombard is going to be able to take down this keep because if you don't want to be doing that, GUA, that is not what you want to be doing. These keeps absolutely destroy your little units. And now we continue the Mangonels. Oh no, the Mangonels. Oh no, Hera. No. Oh, they all died immediately. Where did they even go? I don't even know. They just vanished. I didn't even see Mangonel shots. I just saw dead bodies on the ground. Was it the Berkshire Palace? I think it might have just been the Berkshire Palace. Bombard now going to be coming out. Hera looks like he doesn't actually have any upgrades on this, so no cannon emplacement. Got a cannon coming out for Hera. A little bit of a unique cannon battle right here, going up against the bombard, returning fire. Springald's now going to be coming out for GUA, and it looks like GUA is now pushing in for the final kill at this point. Bombard coming out, still going to be taking majority of the damage. Mangonel's on the backside, also going to be firing in, and GUA really pushing in for the kill. We see the cannon getting chased away. GUA saying, oh, you come back here, you French bastard. Because GUA's American, that's why he says bastard. But now that the keep is probably going to be going down, another cannon gets popped out here. It's not the unit that he needs. One more shot, and I suspect this keep is going to be going down. The bombard comes out, fires it out, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got a victor. Give You Anxiety has defeated Hera in an absolutely thrilling game. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.